Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you hit like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos, tips and tricks that I'm sharing here with you. It is finally time for me to show you how I trap my floats when I knit using the method that I have shown earlier. I knit Continental, and in this case I'm using 3 colors, and I'm going to show you how I trap these colors that I'm not using when I knit a pattern. Let's get going. I don't knit with a focus on color dominance. So the way I do it is I have the color I use the most up here, medium used and least used color. And the way I have it that way is due to how I trap my floats. Now say we have a long stretch of orange. The way I'm going to trap these floats, usually I do 2 over. And when I say over, it means I go over the other colors to pick up the thread. But to trap the floats, right now they're not trapped, as you can see here. To trap it, I will go under these colors and trap it. And as you can see, the orange will now trap the blue and gray one. As so. So these floats have now been trapped, even though I have not switched the colors around on my finger and I have not twisted or moved anything. This is why this method keeps you from having tangled yarns. So again, I usually do 2 of each, and you can see the orange is now laying under the other 2 colors. So to trap these 2 colors again, I go over them, like so, and I pick up the orange, and I bring it back. And as you see here, they are now trapped again. I will show again, I go under, and because these are now laying over the orange, to trap the floats, I'll go over and over and under and under. So as you can see, the colors are laying in the back and they're trapped very neatly. So the way, if you have places like here where you can see it through, you can simply pull this one, which pulls it to the back, and I pull this one, which pulls it to the back, and then I give it a little stretch like this, which will pull back some of it to give it that stretch. See that? But it will lay in the back so it won't shine through the pattern. Now I have another method for how I trap my floats if I want to trap floats with the colors that are not the most used color. I'm going to show you this, but I have to mention before I forget that using this method that I'm about to show you is going to give you twisted stitches. However, this is not an issue if you are aware of it, because the next round you will just untwist the stitches. And I'm going to show you how I do the stitch in the first place, and then I'm going to show you how I will untwist that stitch next time around. So we have been knitting with orange for a longer stretch of orange. Now we have a longer stretch of blue. If I knit the blue like I have been knitting the orange, as you can see here, it'll only trap the gray. See that? Which means, depending on how long the stretch of blue is going to be, there will be a very long orange float. Now, if I want to trap the orange, like I trap the gray, because I have a longer stretch of blue, I will simply go over the orange, around, grab the blue,
like so, and bring it back. As you can see, now the orange is trapped as well. And then I can continue trapping the gray. Sometimes I regrip my colors just to make sure that they lay nicely in the back. And I'm going to show it again. I have a longer stretch of blue. If I use the method shown earlier, I'm only going to trap the gray by knitting over under with the blue. But I also want to trap the orange. And to do so, I can show this with the gray one just to show that it's possible with the gray. I'll go over the colors and around, pick up the color I'm using, and bring it back as so. And then I can continue knitting over under. And with the gray, because it's not trapping any colors the way I've shown earlier, if I don't want to switch them around up here, I will have to go around, pick them up, and I'm going to show it. You see here, I go around, pick up the yarn, bring it through as so. And for those of you who are wondering why I have so many needles, when I knit socks, I like to use double pointed needles, and I usually use 4 of them like so, making a square or a circle, and a 5th one that I knit with. This is just my personal preference, and you can also use circular needles doing this, and it'll be the same result. It's just a personal preference for me that when I knit something that are smaller diameter, you know, however you say it, around, a radius, around, I like to use double pointed needles. And this is something my grandma showed me, and just something I've done since I started the first time. As you see, going over under will also trap the floats really nicely. However, we will have to untwist our stitches the next time around. This is a twisted stitch. As you can see here, if I go in the way I normally would, which is behind the front leg, it is going to twist it. However, if I go in the back leg, it'll keep it untwisted. So I will untwist a stitch that previously were twisted due to going over and around and picking up the color instead of going over under when trapping the floats. So I will show again. Instead of going, instead of going the way I normally do, which will twist the stitch, I will go in the back leg of the stitch, which will untwist it. And you won't even know that it ever was twisted. Here's another twisted. As you can see, it twists the opposite way of a regular stitch. So because I went over, around, and picked up, it twisted the stitch. To untwist the stitch, instead of knitting it like normal, you will go in the back leg, grab the color you need, and knit normally, which will untwist it, and you won't even know that it ever was twisted. Again, this is how I trap my floats when I knit using this Continental method, knitting colorwork with 3 colors. If you haven't already, I would truly appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It will mean the world to me, and there are more videos to come. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comments, and I will try and respond to those questions with new videos that hopefully explain it better than just text. Every and all feedback are highly welcomed. I hope I was able to describe and explain this method
and how I do it, why I do it, the results of the way I do it, please let me know in the comments.